Hello, my dear. Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, oracle card advisor. Can't talk. Oracle card advisor, paranormal investigator, voice for your loved ones. Good grief. Tongue tied, teeth tied. So, how are you today? I don't remember if I've done a reading for you before. I like to explain real quick. I see, hear, feel, sense, know. They talk to me. They also show me pictures. I call it spiritual charades. I try to describe the picture the best I can. They never waste a message. There is always a reason for whatever they show or say. So if it doesn't make any sense now, just keep it in mind. You'll either see it later, remember it later, or somebody else will validate it for you later and go, know what he's talking about. It's not an exact science. Sometimes you'll have to stretch it outside the box a little bit. He'll give me just enough so hopefully you understand what he's referring to. So we're going to talk to, now I lost my spot. I had to, my internet's down at home, so I had to move out to my camper. I'm going to make this my she shed so I can work even when I'm home. I'm going to use it. Oh, good grief, I'm lost. Oh, Grandpa, Richard. He's calling himself Tricky Dick. Tricky Dick. And he's doing the Nixon. Nixon used to call himself Richard Nixon. Tricky Dick. Everybody called him Tricky Dick, and he put his fingers up. Now, if he did that or if that was just a cartoon thing, I don't remember. Oh, yep. And it's not saying anything. Hang on. Okay, so I asked him if he knew he was going to pass at that moment, or right before that moment. And he said no, not really. Did he pass from a heart attack or something up in this area? Because he's showing me up this way, and I've asked him not to show me exactly how they pass anymore because it got to be so traumatic for me to see it and hear it and feel it, and I would cry after every reading. So unless it's necessary, I ask him not to show me. He said, but it's almost like immediately he was like, I'm free. I'm free. He's talking about a grandma and an aunt. Now, I hate to sound vague or stretch it out, but I always tell people the little lady next door can feel more like your grandmother than your real blood grandmother clear across the country that you see once a year at Christmas. So that can apply to the aunt too, grandmother and aunt. So just keep that in mind if his grandmother was still here. No, he said, no, grandma. Granny. So they were there to greet him. And it's like he was skipping. He was literally skipping, like a little kid. Just so excited. Hope I'm that excited when I go that way, when I get there. Now, he's showing me my biggest fear is then I'll get there and the people coming to greet me are going to turn their back on me and pretend like they don't know me. Oh, hell. That's scary. He says, that's my fear. I didn't even realize it, but I think he's right. He said he was kind of afraid of something like that, too. Like, yeah, I haven't been perfect. I'm not sure how they're going to welcome me. And even if we didn't get along here, it's different when we get there. There's no more hate. So, he says one of your signs is going to be you're going to hear the shuffling of feet. I should say the shuffling of shoes. Could be feet, shoes. So, and it's almost like he probably didn't drag his feet, but it's kind of like he's scuffing his feet across the floor. So no, when you hear that, and you could be outside, you can be in the store, doesn't matter where it's at, or you could actually, there could be like a little old man walking through Walmart and he's shuffling his feet. Even though it's not physically your grandpa, when you hear that or see that, know that that is still a sign from your grandpa. It just works that way. He's talking about the sweet smell of tobacco. Tobacco doesn't smell sweet, so he's either smoked those little cigars, a pipe. Even if he didn't smoke it, you're going to get the smell of that. And I would think he would have to smoke it in order for that to be a sign from him. And again, that could be anywhere that you smell that. Validate him, acknowledge him, tell him you love him, and ask him to bring you more. Yeah. All of a sudden, my stomach is starting to rumble. He's doing it. Working up a fart. Working up some gas. And he's laughing. It's going like that. Not pointing at you. My finger. Pull my finger. Oh, he's giggling. Just giggling. And again, even that, he's trying to validate that it's him, but you still might see it on TV. I haven't seen anybody do that in a long time. I don't think anybody does that anymore. Pull my finger. But you might hear somebody doing it in the store. You might see it on Facebook. You might see it in a movie. Know that that is still a sign from him. You're beautiful. I want nothing but the best for you. I want to see you happy. As happy as you can possibly be. This is my wish for you. He says there's something that will truly make your heart happy, and you're not doing it. It may be the smallest things, such as finding some soap that smells awesome. I mean, it could be anything, unless he pipes up and says what it is. It could be taking a crazy dance class. There's something in there that would really make you happy. And you either feel like you don't have time for it, money for it, or you feel like it's too silly to mess with because it's just silly. But it's not silly. If it's something that'll really make you, he says, find the time. Make the time. You'll regret it later if you don't. And he's not making it, he's not saying what it is. He doesn't have to. You know what it is. It doesn't have to be a great big thing to make your heart sing. He says there's 5 things. 5 things that'll make your heart sing. Do 1. No matter how silly they are. This makes my heart sing. And of course, I thought it was horribly silly that I would even attempt anything like this. But I sure would have regretted it if I didn't. Uh-oh. He says, glory hole, H-O-L-E. Don't know exactly what a glory hole is. Seems like it's something that I maybe shouldn't say. I don't know why I'm getting that feeling. He's talking about the glory hole. He's not giving me a hint. Don't forget to tell yourself, I love you. Take time to do that. And a couple of us girls are trying to explain that to somebody last night. You have to be able to look at yourself and say, I love you. And that's what he wants for you. He says, even if you have to write a little sticky note, put it on the bathroom mirror. When you brush your teeth, you look up, you actually look in your own eyes and say, I love you. And you do it enough times till you believe it. Caring is sharing. Okay, he's making me look at my tree. You really can't see it. It doesn't come out very good on this camera. It's really cool. Outside at night. I'm in my camper. This is going to be my she shed. Especially since my internet is down. Maybe the red ones will show. Since my internet is down again. Getting tired of paying all that money. It's always broke. Yeah, they don't shine very good, do they? Doesn't matter where I put it. Anyway, there's different colors. And he's talking about Christmas. He kept drawing me to look at my tree, and it's got all these bright little red, green, white lights. And he's talking about Christmas. Something about Christmas. I don't know if it was his favorite holiday. He says, I'll be home for Christmas. I'll be home for Christmas. So watch for him. I know that's a long ways off, but just keep it in mind when you get towards Christmas. And see if something doesn't pop up. Maybe somebody will give you something that was his, or maybe you'll just feel him or see him or hear him. He's being a little vague. Anyway, I'll be home for Christmas. Keep that in mind. Cherries. He's talking about CHERRY, cherries. Favorite food? You just had some. You're getting ready to make a cherry pie. Don't know. You know, I hate to be vague, but if they don't explain, I like to throw all the scenarios out that can apply to. He says, right now you feel like you're climbing a hill. And he's not talking about physically. You're climbing a hill. You're going uphill. He said, actually, you feel like it's a big hill, and actually, it's a little bitty mound. He said, you're making a mountain out of a molehill. You need to look at it different, and it won't be such a mountain to climb. He says, the more you dwell on it, the bigger the hill gets. But it's not physically that big. So he says, try to change your thinking. Try to step back and think of it as a little hill. One little hill at a time, maybe. That's for me. One little hill at a time. Instead of trying to do the big thing all at once. Do it in little hills. That's me, not him. Hang on, he's playing a song. Well, I can't quite catch the song. And I don't have Alexa out here because my internet's down. I'm in the camper. Always internet problems around here. Anyway, I'm not gonna. I don't have Alexa to ask, so I don't I don't know quite what the song is, so I'm not going to try to guess. Usually they'll play something that I know. And he says, don't forget to love yourself. And it's been quite the theme of that going on in my readings here lately. Love is unconditional. I wish I'd realized that more when I was here. That love is unconditional. Should be unconditional. Sorry, fly. I love you, baby girl. Keep a line on the rest of them and hold them down. Hold down the fort, he says. Hold down the fort. I am watching out for you. Over you. And I promise you 1,000%, he can hear you, he can see you. Talk to him all you want to. Even if you don't always get confirmation that he heard you, you'll see something. And maybe not that split second you say something to him, but you'll get some kind of a confirmation that he heard you. Is that with that I'm leaving? He's kind of going like that. Don't forget to love yourself. He's saying it again. And with that, he's leaving. Okay, much love to you, my dear. Thank you for allowing me to be his voice. Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, oracle card advisor, paranormal investigator, voice for your loved ones. Later.